Alright guys, so welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will create a Haki Clash system. And we are starting off in paint.net because I'm going to create the Haki particles and also the Clash particles. So our Haki is going to consist of particles, as I've just told you. And this is not going to be a paint.net tutorial. I'm just going to do this stuff right here, and if I want to, then I'm going to explain some stuff to you. Otherwise, you can just copy what I'm doing, okay? So, let's start off by changing this thing's size. So, let's change the height to 800 as well. Let's make the background red. Okay. And add this ellipse. Only outlines. Change the width to, yeah, like this. Effect. So a line object is a plugin. I'm sorry. So you can do it by hand if you want to. So I'm just gonna align this circle to the middle. Okay, you can do that by hand as well. Now let's go to effects. Now I have to look out for it because my paint.net is not in English for default. So I speak other different languages as well. So go to Gaussian blur and blur it a little. Yeah, like this. And that's it. That's it for our Haki ringlets, okay? Now, go to File, Save As, and then save it as .png. So that's important, okay? So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so the next thing which we are going to create, so let's add a new image right here, is going to be, or are going to be that bolts, okay? So, I'm not a Paint.net pro myself, but I've been using this program for several years now, and I think that I have a good experience with this program. So I don't use Photoshop or anything like that. So Photoshop costs a lot of money, you know, and well, I could afford it, but there is no reason to spend money unnecessarily, you know. So you have this cool alternative right here. So why should I spend money on Photoshop, you know? Alright, so that's the first bolt. Now, we can add several effects to this. That I'm just gonna add this blur once again. So delete this layer, wait, okay. Now, save as, wait. Why did I make this thing yellow? Wait, so let me make it white. So that's important that all of your images right here are white. Okay, that's important. Now, save as, again, I'm gonna save it now. Now, to finish things up, let's create another bolt, and then we are pretty much done, you know. So let me make this red layer because you're able to see the white bolts on this red layer. That's the reason why I'm creating this red layer, or why I'm coloring this layer red. Yeah. All right. Add this blur again. Delete this layer. Then once again, file, save as, and save it as a PNG file. There we go. Now back in Roblox Studio. Let's add a part. Now we are going to add a particle emitter inside of it. And now this thing right here is going to be about, particle emitters. So editing them and finding the correct way of emitting, let's say, okay? And I barely use these, and I'm probably pretty bad with them, but we're trying to make the best out of it. First of all, make sure that your part right here is very, very small. And let's replace this with our Haki ring, which we have created. There we go. Now we have to change this, of course. Oh, this looks cool. Okay, so now size. Let's add this number sequence. There we go. Now, so it is slowly becoming the particle we are like trying to create. Yeah, there we go. Also the transparency, so Y. Ah, there we go. No, wait. Okay, so as you can see, this particle right here, once it has reached this limit right here, it just shrinks back down again. And to prevent this, we can... Wait. Oh, we cannot. Wait. And we gotta change up the lifetime. Wait. Wait, so why are they shrinking down? That's like the only problem I have. So why are they shrinking down again? Wait. Okay. Now, there we go. There we go. Now it works. So you guys were not able to see those number sequence settings, so let me just quickly switch over to the screen recording. Wait. So this is my number sequence for the size. So it is important that... Wait, we can move this down right here. Oh, wait. Yeah, so it is important that this point right here, that the time is 1 and that the value is 10 at this point, okay? So that you have this linear growth up to this way. Now, regarding the transparency, it is the exact same thing. So this linear growth from the bottom to the top. Okay, so this is 1 and it's 1 and 1, yeah, or 1 and 10. Yeah, no, in this case 1, because we only have this transparency range from 0 to 1. That's the reason why. And yeah, now we can move on with switching the colors. So let's call this one our Haki. So our Haki is going to be blue, and the Haki of the enemy is going to be red. Oh, this looks actually pretty sick. That's cool, that's cool. All right. So that looks pretty cool. Now let's import those bolts. So those could be a little bit more complicated because... Okay. So the thing with those bolts is that the size has to be constant, so... And the lifetime is short as well. Then we need a different rotation. What happens when I increase the size a little? Okay, so now this bolt right here just spreads around this block. Now, let me actually increase the size. So let me import this other bolt right here. So the second bolt. All right. Now you can change their colors if you want to as well. So we're going to deal with that later on. So with that color change. There we go. So those are our particle assets. And now we're going to make them, or now we're going to create the Haki out of these. So what is my idea for the Haki? First of all, just for this video, we want to do two things with regards of this Haki. So the first thing is to, of course, create the basic Haki so that you just knock out enemies which are nearby. You make those effects play. We have this kind of camera movement, this camera manipulation whatsoever. That's the first thing, okay? So that's pretty basic. That's what every other One Piece game has. The second thing, which we are going to deal with in this video, is that we are going to add this clash system. So how is this going to work? Now, we're only going to do that for NPCs. For now, we can also do it for players, but that's another topic. That would be or that would be worth a single video. So when it comes to Haki Clash, we want to do the following things. So first of all, when should this Haki Clash happen? So it should happen when you use the Haki, and when you have enemies nearby which are Haki users as well. So you could make the system overcomplicated by adding a Haki level, and then you just compare the Haki levels. So if your Haki level is equal or you as a low-level Haki user encounter a high-level Haki user, that the clash is activated. So you could do it that way, but I'm not going to do it in this video because that would just make things overcomplicated. You know, I know that you guys just want to see this Haki clash right here. So for the sake of this video, we are just going to do it that when you use a Haki and then there is a Haki NPC nearby, so NPC which wields the Haki or the ability, then you automatically are being thrown into that clash system. And this clash system, of course, is going to consist of the following components. So we are going to have this camera movement, or first of all, this NPC is going to stand in front of you. An animation is being played on both of the characters, on yours and the enemy's character. And then we have this camera movement from, from your Haki to the enemy, and then it just goes around, you know. And then you have those particles in the middle which are playing. And regarding the GUIs, we're going to change up the screen color. And so how is the winner of this clash determined? First of all, we're also going to add a system that you have to press certain keys in a certain time spans. And that, when you press the key often enough, then you're like going to be the winner, okay? And if you are currently losing, then your screen color whatsoever and the camera is going to go to the enemy side. And if you're winning currently, then it is going to be the other way around. It means that your character is focused and that your blue Haki right here is covering up your screen. So that's the idea for the Haki clash I had. And yeah, so let's work on that. That's going to be a big ass project at this point, but let's do it, guys. So let's do it. Okay, so let's add a tool. Make sure that this tool, that the property right here requires handle is set to false. Let's call this how Haki. Let's add a local script inside. Let's add a remote event inside. Let's add another script inside of a local script. All right. Let's call this one Haki client. Let's call this one Haki server. Let's call this one Haki remote. Okay, remote, there we go. Let's also add a screen GUI right here. Let's call this one Haki GUI. Let's add a frame inside. Make sure that the y-axis right here, so of this frame, exceeds 1, so that you have something like 1.2. Then move this up by at least 0.1, okay? Now, what I was talking about regarding that screen color change was exactly this. So that your screen right here changes depending on whose Haki currently is more dominant. So either yours or the enemy's. Okay. So Haki color. Let's add a text label right here. Let's give it some size. Let's add a UI corner inside. So what I'm doing right here is that I'm currently designing the display, which tells you which key you have to currently press to make your Haki more dominant over the enemy's Haki. yeah. Okay, there we go. Now, make sure that it is not enabled, so that enabled right here is false. Now we can move on with the actual scripting. So, inside of this Haki client script, we want to refer to the local player first of all, and then we want to refer to this user input service. So in every video I have created so far, this user input service right here was included. At least I think so. So what this user input service does, so you should know it if you are a OG subscriber. So this user input service right here, it detects your input. So whether you have pressed a key, a mouse button, whatsoever, or you have yeah, punched on your gamepad, you know, so something like that. Now, input began is an event which occurs when you have pressed an input. It means you have pressed on your key, you have pressed on your mouse button, you have pressed on your gamepad, but you have not let go of it. So this input began really only describes the beginning of an input, not the ending. So that's important to know. The first argument right here is the input itself, so what kind of input was done, and the second one is called game processed event. I'm using this acronym GPE, and this basically describes whether this input was done on purpose, so that you really had the intention to do it, or that this input was done while interacting with in-game elements such as GUIs, the chat, whatsoever. And we of course want to know whether this input was done on purpose. Means if not GPE, then okay. Now, if input key code enum key code Q, then so this Q key right here is going to be our Haki key. So if Q is pressed, then we want to fire server this remote called Haki remote right here. So script Haki remote fire server, and yeah, Haki of course. So that's it. So that's it for this local script for now. So we are going to come back to the local script when it comes to the clash. Now inside of here, we have to refer to that remote event. So script parent Haki remote on server event connect function. There we go. Now inside of here, we wanna receive the arguments player and what is going to describe the task this script right here is going to do. So let me quickly explain those arguments. So basically this is this, okay? With the only difference that the player right here is not being put inside of here like this, okay? So the player is passed automatically. Means the first argument, which the first argument right here, which is Haki, is the second argument of this. Yeah. Of course, when you include this player argument, but you should, okay? If you do not do it, then you'll encounter errors. So yeah, if what equals Haki, then there we go. Now I also want to refer to the character just from the beginning. So in my last video, I had the problem that when I wanted to write player.character, it literally just wrote or just suggested plugin. It made me pretty angry, but yeah. Now, if what equals Haki, so if this script right here is supposed to create the Haki, then we want to do the following things. So we first of all, we want to make sure, or we want to, guarantee that we are not able to move. So walk speed becomes 0, jump power becomes 0. So we should be unable to move. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we want to create an animation. So instance.new animation. Let's put it inside of the character. Let's call this one Haki animation. So let's set the animation ID later on when we have created the animation itself. Next thing is going to be the loader. So this loader, as you guys should know, there is this instance called animator, and you basically load every animation with this animator right there. So back then you used the humanoid to do that, but now you use this animator instance. So that animator instance, as I've told you, sits inside of the humanoid. So character, humanoid, animator, load animation, and inside of those brackets you refer to the animation you want to load. Now we will, of course, want to play that animation. So that animation right here is not going to be something that big, so just probably our character standing seriously and just watching to the front, or something like that. Now, next thing right here. Wait. The next thing right here is going to be script parent Haki remote fire client. So, player Haki cam. So every good Haki in Roblox uses camera manipulation, and that's the reason why we are going to do that as well. So I'm gonna fire client this remote event right here, and then we are going to do some camera manipulation stuff inside of this local script. So we are not able to manipulate a player's camera from the server's perspective. So that's impossible, you know? So therefore we have to go back to this local script and do it via this fire client. Now the next thing is going to be about picking out enemies. But actually before we do that, we should put this our Haki right here. So where is it? So we should make this instance can collect false, even anchored, and we should move it inside of the replicated storage. And we are going to clone this, and yeah, just put it into our character. So local x game get service replicated storage. Our Haki clone x parent character x C-frame character humanoid root part C-frame. Since we are unable to move, we're not, or I don't see the point in welding it onto our character because we are unable to move anyways. So, well, we could possibly move when there is a player which is pushing us around, but I don't think that when using Haki or Haki that you have anyone nearby who is going to annoy you. So you either are going to knock him out, or you're going to clash with him, you know. So I don't think that this is necessary. Okay, let's check this out. Let's see how this is going to look like. Wait, we cannot test it out because we did not even make the animation yet. Yeah. Let's quickly create that animation. So we are going to create two animations at this point. The first one is going to be this Haki animation I was talking about. So where the character is just seriously standing right here. So let's actually make this an idle. So make sure that it is looped. There we go. Make sure that the animation priority is set to action. And then publish to ROBLOX. So copy the ID, paste it inside of here. Let's test it out quickly. Yeah, so we should fix our lag movement. But my jump power is supposed to be 0, so why am I able to jump? Let's export this again. Let's test it out once again. Wait, but why am I able to jump? Did they even change the way of the jump power? Jump height? Wait. Did they remove the jump power? They removed the jump power. Guys. Guys. They removed the jump power. So instead of jump power, we are going to do jump height? Yo, are they serious? So one more thing regarding this animation is that we have to, yeah. So do the same thing for the hat. Because the hat right here is affected by that glitch. So publish to ROBLOX. For 100th time now. Come on, publish it! Why isn't this thing publishing? Wait, I'm gonna publish it and then I'm gonna be back. There we go. All right. There we go. So maybe we should make this animation faster. So let's leave this window. We're going to come back to it later. So we should make this animation a lot more faster. So where is it? Where is that animation? There we go. So increase speed. Wait, what is it doing? Wait, so what could we do to possibly make it look like that the speed has increased? Yeah, of course. Just increase the rate. Yeah, but not the lifetime, because yeah, okay, yeah. All right. So that's fun right here. All right, there we go. Now, the next animation which we are going to create is this animation when you have been hit by the Haki. So, you're basically just going to lie down, and that's it. So there is nothing more to add to this. I got... Yo, just... Why am I not able to... There we go. We go. No, no. My god! My god, I'm about to punch this monitor. There we go. Finally. No, I'm not able to. Okay, I am. Never mind. So to prevent that glitch from happening, we have to click on every limb. We have to move it a little and then back to its natural state again. Come on, I need this right feet right here, come on. Finally! Now, take this lower torso, move it all the way to the bottom. Let's make this an idling animation as well. Okay, make sure that the animation priority is set to action, not to idle, to action, and publish it to Roblox. So let's call it Haki Knockout. Copy the ID, and there we go. So now we have created both animations right here. So let's first of all script that we are detecting the enemies, so those people we have hit. So we are going to loop through the descendants of the workspace. So we are going to do the exact same thing as we have done for the Gear 5. So we are going to loop through the descendants and we are going to check whether we are encountering a character model. So what are the characteristics of a character model? That it has a character, no, that the instance itself is a model, that it has a humanoid inside of it, and yeah, so those are the two characteristics. So is a model, and we find first child humanoid. Now those are our two requirements to say that the following instance is going to be a character model. But now we have to add some more requirements to exclude that we, as players, are also affected by this. So, and not the name equals player name. So we're now excluding that the character model's name, which is also usually the player's name, is not our name, okay? That's basically how this works. Now, let's copy this thing. Haki knockout animation. Let's put it inside of here. It's called A2 and L2. Let's make this play. Let's see how this is going to look like. Wait, we haven't really created that distance limit right here. So if the humanoid root part position minus char humanoid root part position in brackets magnitude is not greater, wait, equals and is not greater than 30, then that's the limit we have to set. Otherwise, we are able to, yeah, hit everyone with our Haki. So even those who are not nearby. Oh, you know what? So let me actually weld this our Haki part, because as you have seen, there is always the risk that it does not stick to where it is supposed to stick to. So let's weld it into our head. So character head. Part 1 is of course our X right here. Yeah. And part 0 is of course the part we are welding this X, means this is our Haki part, onto. Now the problem is that, why is nothing happening? So there is an issue with our requirements right here. Instead of having and not, let's use this. Okay, doesn't change anything. Wait, no. It does work, it does work. Oh, I know what the issue is. So look, the issue is with this loader right here. So instead of referring to our animator, we have to refer to the enemy's animator, and we have to place this knockout animation inside of our enemy's character. Animator is not a valid member of Haki. Okay. Wait, it is. Yeah, okay, but not of that one. That was the reason why. Yeah, so why is he playing the idling animation? So it seems that we did not replace the ID. Wait, let me my god, let me get the ID back. Let me quickly grab an ID. Okay. Let's play, let's test this out. Let's see. Wait, I know what the issue is. We of course have to refer to the correct animation and not to, you know, our Haki animation right here. So the reason why those do not play any animation is that some of their instances are probably anchored. Wait. Okay. Doesn't seem to be a reason. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Wait. There we go. Wait, but why isn't he being knocked out? And also, let me remove this print and this print because we do not need them anymore. So, let me add a spawn function right here. Some call it bad practice. I'm still gonna use it. I don't care. Yeah. So, this right here is going to make this code in here run apart from the rest. So, like in the background, let's say. And after, let's say, 10 seconds, we want L2 to stop. Means we want this knockout animation to stop playing. And we want to destroy this knockout animation from our enemy's character. And what we also want to do is that we want to make the enemy unable to move and to jump. Jump height. Yeah, so it has to do with the distance. It is probably because that the dummy right here is not inside of our range. So let me increase the range to include all of those. There we go. So after 10 seconds, they're back up. Let's actually increase this to 20 because, well, it is fun. Now, there we go. Okay. So before we move on with the clash system, we also have to script all of these camera effects. And then we are finally able to move on with that clash system, guys. So, I don't know where I left off. I just went to 8K, but let's move on with... Wait. So, I was about to say let's move on with this camera manipulation, but there is one big issue when we decide to set the command to deal with the camera manipulation up here. Let me explain you what the problem is. So, let's skim through this code. So, animation is being played, particles are being set, you know, and then the camera manipulation happens before we have, yeah, got to know who our enemies are. Now, okay, camera is manipulated, okay? Then we are looping through the workspace, we are, yeah, getting to know who our enemies are, we are playing those animations, etc, etc. Now, when we want to do the Haki clash, then we have to start off with here, okay? So, right here. Because we have to know whether the enemy right here is a Haki user or not. We are going to add a check right here, which is going to do that, okay? Now, the problem is that when we get into the Haki clash, we have another camera manipulation. So we have one manipulation up here, and then the second one right here. And that's the problem. So it stacks, and by stacking, I mean that it is going to glitch, you know? So we have to set our camera manipulation somewhere down here. So we first of all have to check whether if find first child Haki user. So this is going to be an instance which is going to tell us whether the enemy is a Haki user or not. And since we are only applying this on NPCs, we're going to do it that way. Okay, now we have to check for the opposite case as well. So either it is in there or it is not in there. And if it's not in there, then we want this to happen. And we also want this camera manipulation right here to happen. And if this Haki user value is there, then we want the Haki clash camera manipulation to happen. And yeah. So we also, well, we also need to add this to here, to be honest. Because that would not fit to the Haki clash. The problem is that this happens too lately. No, too late, not too lately, I'm sorry. So maybe we should add a wait right here. Because it does not make sense that you knock out the enemies without even having those particles, you know? Wait, he is creating multiple particles. Okay. So wait, if char, if not char, find first child, our Haki, then there we go. Now. Okay. Alright. So now, let's focus on creating that camera manipulation thing. Just one more thing. Before we move on with that, or before we move into the local script. Wait, no, there's actually nothing to do. So I wanted to create a camera part board, but we do not really need to create it because it is not necessary. Okay, so script Haki remote on client event connect function what? So this is basically the same thing or the opposite of our fire server and on server event. In this case, we are fire clienting to a certain client with a certain task, and we are receiving those tasks or those fire clients by doing this on client event. And inside of here, we only have to, or we can forget about this player argument. So you have this player argument right here. And in this case, you do not need it. You can just directly start with examining the task. So, Haki cam. All right. So before we start with the camera manipulation itself, we have to make sure that. Wait. So we have to wait. So let's disable those. Let's I was about to say let's enable that, but we actually can just loop through the my god layer. Come on, can loop through that. Haki GY. Now, if V is a frame, then visible true. Okay. That's the first thing. How Haki client. Haki remote is not a valid number of local script. Oh, it isn't. It isn't. I have forgot about it. It is not. Yo, so that's the reason why I tend to overuse wait for child. Like, for real. This does not make sense. Okay, so we have now done this GUI work. Now we have to do the camera work. So let's refer to the player's camera. Workspace, current camera. Now, camera type, scriptable. Now, C-frame. So the C-frame right here is pretty important. So workspace, wait. So let's refer to the character. And we refer to this character by doing it like this. So we refer to the workspace, and then we are looking for an instance which has the same name as the player, and that's going to be our character. Unless you have an instance which has the same name as our player but is not our character. But if you're able to do that, then I don't think that you need this tutorial. So obviously I'm speaking about custom characters, but forget about it. So this is the way in how you refer to your character when you have a normal game, without custom characters, without anything weird, okay? Now, so 20 might be too much. Maybe 45 is too much. Let's go with 22.5. There we go. Now let's add a tween. And this tween right here is going to expand our camera's view. Tween service, create, cam, tween info, new, and then easing style, linear, and then easing direction out. Now, the property we're going to manipulate is the field of view. Let's set it to 120. I don't even know if 100 is, or I think that 100 is the limit of the field of view. No, it is, or, okay, it is not. Oh my god, I forgot to make the tween play. Oh my god. There we go. Let's over exaggerate. Why is he reaching the limit so fast? Look, I could increase this number to 10 and would still increase the it would still reach the field of view's limit within 1 second. Those aren't 10 seconds. Wait. So we have to find out what the limit is. 120 is the limit. Okay. I get it. So, instead of having 360, let's have 120. Now things should work. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too slow. Let's decrease it to 5. Okay, and after 5 seconds, we are going to clear up everything. So T. Wait. Play. My god. So T completed. Connect function. So when it has been completed, then we want to wait. Frame becomes V. Frame needs to be disabled, and we of course have to revert our camera settings. So camera type fixed, I think, and C frame is, I'm not sure. Was it the humanoid root part C frame or the hat C frame? I'm not sure about this one. What's happening? The tween is not even completed. The tween is not completed. Like, yeah, cool. Cool thing. Well, then let me use spawn function instead. I know this is bad practice, but I'm gonna use it still. I don't care. So we just wait 5 seconds, because this tween only takes 5 seconds, and then after that, we're going to revert everything. Yo, he's still expanding even after 5 seconds. Like, how is this supposed to work? Okay, wait. Type is custom, so Not fixed, but custom. We also have to revert the field of view. So camera, field of view, 70. Oh, we could even use a tween for that. So 70 and then just decrease it within 1 second. So that things look cooler. Okay, so that's actually it for Haki. Now we have to deal with the Haki clash. Wait, so we also have to clear up things right here. So spawn function, wait. Yeah. Wait 6 seconds. Destroy X. Stop L. And destroy A. So we are... Wait. Also, let me change this. So we are destroying this Haki particles emitter part. We are stopping our animation, our Haki animation. We are destroying the Haki animation, and we are making our player able to move again by reverting the walk speed and the jump height. Let's test this out. Let's see if it works. Maybe we should do 7 seconds instead. What we also could do in regards of effects is to, instead of just having this frame enabled, let's set the background transparency to 1. We can add another tween, which makes the frame tween, or blend in, let's say. So, V background transparency equals 0, but not within 5 seconds, but within 1 second. And instead of doing frame dot visible false, we can make the frame blend out. T4 completed, connect function frame visible false. So when a tween is completed, means that the frame has been turned to invisible. What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh, wait. That's the issue. I get it, look. So we have to move things inside of here. Okay, now it makes sense. So instead of having it at 0, we maybe should have it at 0.7. There we go. Now instead of spawn function, we can now even use tween completed because it now will work. So it did not work before because this part of code right here, it has been run several times because this fire clan right here, it did not even fire clan once, but it did fire clan for every enemy we have now affected, and that was a problem. That was the problem, guys. Oh my god. Guys, I just want this thing to work. Look, why isn't this working out as expected? Look. So instead of waiting 6 seconds, we're just going to wait 5 seconds. Alright, I get it. Instead of having 7 seconds right here, we're going to have 5 or 6. Let's go with 6. Let's try this out. Okay, 6 is also too much. Let's go with 5.5 or 5.25. Now, we're pretty much done with our basic Haki. But you guys want to see the clash, I know that. So, let's move on with the clash. Look, clash is going to be more difficult. First of all, for this clash, we have to place the enemy directly in front of us. That is going to be the first thing. So, first of all, we have to make our enemy unable to move. That's the first thing. Second thing is that we have to set this enemy right in front of us. So, humanoid root port C frame equals our characters. Humanoid root parts C frame multiplied with some values right here. Wait, so instead of let's do it this way. So we're going to have this one right here. He's going to be completely red, and he's going to be this Haki user. So let's add an int value called Haki user. So he is our Haki user, okay? So we're now going to test the clash out on him. So now this one is placed right behind us. Okay. Wait, so this is actually more difficult than I thought. Wait, we could actually do it this way. So how about without interrupting the basic Haki right here, so this 5-second animation, so without interrupting this, we could make this play for every clash, but then after this has ended, we are going to create the actual clash. So I hope that you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So we are going to have 2 camera manipulation stages. The first one is going to be our default Haki right here, which we have just created and which lasts 5 seconds or so. And if when you're using the Haki, so if you have encountered one Haki user, then you should have this animation, and then right after this one, you're going to clash with him, you know. So that was my idea right here. So we could do that. So repeat, wait. Let's put this inside of a spawn. I'm sorry. So repeat, wait. Until not X. Wait. My god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Instead of having it this way, let's have it this way. We're just going to wait 5.25 seconds right here. And instead of destroying the animation, making the animation stop, making our player able to move again, so instead of doing it, instead of placing it right here, so when your default Haki ends, we want to place it down here because we will still need this Haki animation for our clash, and we still need this move barrier, let's say, so that you're unable to move, so we still need that feature for our Haki clash as well. Wait, he just stops with... God. So how could we do this? We could do it this way. So look. Wait, we could not. Pound Haki user. Vaults. And found Haki user. Vaults. Then found Haki user. True. If found Haki user. No, if not found Haki user. Then there we go. So this found Haki user variable right here is pretty important. So first of all, we have to let the script know that a Haki user was found, and not only right here, so inside of this scope, but also just script wide. And we do that by having this variable right here called found Haki user, and it is one requirement for the clash that there is no Haki user found before. So makes sense. You do not want to clash with 2 enemies or 3 enemies, you know. So we only want to have one face-to-face clash right here. So only 2 people who clash with each other, and that's the first thing. So that's the first reason why this is important. So we're turning this to true once we have found a Haki user, and then this requirement right here becomes false, and you are not able to lock onto another Haki user. Second thing why this is so important is because of this thing, okay? So when it comes to clear up the stuff. So if the script comes down here and there was no Haki user, means there is no, or there is not going to be a clash, then after 5.25 seconds you're just able to clear up everything. But if there is a Haki user, then this check right here is going to fail, and then we are going to clear up everything after the clash, which is going to be somewhere right here, and we are going to do that now. All right. All right. So right here we are positioning the enemy, the Haki user enemy, and what we have to do now is that we have to create this clashing. So how do we do that? First of all, we have to wait, where is it? Yeah, we have to clone those particles, so this one and those ones as well. And yeah, so let's move this inside of here. Let's move this inside of here as well. Make sure that it is anchored and can't collide as faults. Then let's go inside of here. Let's clone these things. So, first of all, wait. Not instance.new. Let's service replicated storage. Our Haki. Clone. X. C-frame. It's going to be this humanoid root part C-frame. Multiplied with the C-frame minus 10. So the important thing about this is that those particles have to be in between both Haki users. And when the distance from the enemy to our character is 20 studs, then this distance right here has to be 10, you know? So, seems logical, I hope. Let's see how this is going to look like. So we're now right here, but wait, I forgot to parent this thing. So Axe parent workspace, there we go. So let's test this out. Look again, let's see what happens. Wait, where is it? Where is this thing? Wait, isn't it? Oh, it is not anchored, that's why. So it's anchored as well. Now it's the it's literally the third time which we're testing out this. Come on, just work. There we go. So what is going to happen now is that we're going to have both right here, and our camera is going to be somewhere around here, and we are going to have those bolts as well. And depending on the dominance of the Haki, the color and the bolts color are going to change, you know? So that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. So, one more thing regarding those bolts. Let me actually increase the size of this part. There we go. Alright. Now, local x2 is basically going to be the same thing. So, almost the same, but we're just going to clone the Haki bolts instead of this our Haki particle emitter part. Okay. What we also have to do is that we have to change the colors depending on who's dominant currently. So the system about the dominance could be a little bit more complicated, but we should hopefully be able to create it. Also, we need to load this Haki animation onto this Haki enemy. So we call it HL V humanoid animator load animation A. So we are loading this animation right here, but onto our enemy's animator. HL play. There we go. Now, let me quickly go inside of here. Let me grab this color and what is happening? Come on. Just copy this. Paste. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. One more time. All Alright, now we have to do this camera stuff. So let's take this. Haki Clash Cam. Now move. No, go inside of this Haki client script. And right here, we're going to add another if statement. Else if what Haki Clash Cam. Then we're going to do this. Wait, so I have to see what this is going to do. Ah, come on. Okay, so let's copy this. Yeah, there we go. Wait. There we go. So we're now looping through this Haki GUI, and instead of adding an limitation that only the frame is going to be visible, we're now going to make everything visible. That's the reason why we have put this outside of this check. But if we encounter the frame, then we still want to make this frame, this Haki frame, fade in, you know. So that's the reason why I have done this. Okay, let's check this out again. Rapidly press that key to win the clash. Yeah, so I have to increase this side, this number right here. Okay. So how about we just do it this way? So we have to add the spool value right here as well, which tells the script right here that we're now able to clash. So able to clash true. Now we have to add this user input service, you know? Okay, it is right here. So else if input key code and then key code E. So we are now going to script the part where when you press rapidly on that certain key, that you're going to be more dominant in regards of the Haki. So we need two requirements. First requirement is that our key is being pressed, and the second requirement is that able to clash is true. Because you should be in this clash situation to, you know, become more dominant during this Haki. So Haki Clash Rest. Now inside of here, where it says Haki Clash Cam, we have to do the following. So let's add a spawn function first of all. No, and before we even do that, we need to add a folder, okay? Folder. Instead of the character, let's call this Haki Clash. Okay. What we have to do now is that, so we are going to add an integer value, an int value, inside of this folder every time when we press the key, you know? And this spawn function right here is going to randomly add some int values, but from the enemy's side. So at the end, the person or the party with the most integer values inside of that folder is going to win the clash. No, so that's the plan. And to script the case that your enemy wins, we have to do it this way. It means we have to wait. So we have to script that the enemy randomly adds some values inside of there as well, because otherwise you would always win, and that's not what we want to do. So we want to keep things as realistic as possible. So okay, maybe not 10, but let's say 100. Okay, wait. So before we continue with this, so what we... Yep. Haki Clash pressed. Then if character find first child, Haki Clash. Then so we are looking out for that folder inside of the character. Wait, yeah. And then we are going to add an int value inside of there. Wait, where is it? There we go. So int value, instead of calling it enemy, we are going to call it you. And yeah. Now, let's check this out. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna open up our character right here. So as you can see, this thing right here is empty. Now the enemy is gaining some values right here, and we as well. I think that we have to make the enemies one more faster, because otherwise we will dominate, you know? That's the problem. So let's actually do it this way. Divide it by 10. Then we're going to have it like this. Math random 1 to 5 2. And we are going to do it this way so that things actually become more challenging. Alright, and what we also have to do is that we have to add some kind of counter which always checks on how much one party has, so that you can determine who's more dominant currently, sort of that clash. And regarding the dominance, you can change the colors of your GUI, which is currently not working, but we'll make it work, and those particles right here. Wait, let me take a look inside of here. As you can see, the enemy is going to win currently. Not when I spam the button. Okay. Maybe one more thing regarding this camera right here. Let's add a spawn function. which is just randomly going to change the field of view. So while able to clash do, where is it? There we go, field of view. Let's put it inside of here. And instead of having 70, let's have math random 80 to 120. Okay. So we have this loop right here, which is going to play, yeah, as long as you're able to clash. And we have this tween right here, which is going to manipulate our field of view. And the field of view is always going to be a random value in between 80 and 120. We are also going to wait 0.5 seconds in between each tween, because otherwise this loop will make our game crash. So if you add no wait instead of a loop, then your game is most likely going to crash, because there are just too many loops running at the same time. Okay, wait. Wait. That's too much. That is too much. Let me increase this to 1. Instead of having it this way, let's have it like this. Because 120 is too much as well. So maybe have it like this, so 40 to 80. All right. Okay. So now we have to add this counter. So the problem is, or the question is on how we are going to do it. Because when we do this update with literally every instance which is being added inside of the folder, and we're going to have a big performance issue, I think. So what we could do is that we update every 2 seconds or 1 second. So let me use this while loop instead of the spawn again. So bad practice as hell, but well, I'm sorry for that. So while X exists, we want to wait every 2 seconds. Then we want to check on the dominance. So how many values each party has. So for IV in pairs, F get children U. If the name is U, then UV plus 1. Now else, so else is the opposite case, or is the case when this is not true, means enemy. So that we have encountered the enemy's value, but it could also possibly mean that you have encountered, so wait, this expression basically means that you have not encountered a value called U. So in conclusion, we can say that this has to be the enemy, but it could be that you have some other values inside of there as well, and that those values are also registered as the enemy's values. But since this is not happening, since we only have those two, means you and enemy values inside of there, you can completely forget about it. But just to clarify it, you know, so that you know about it. So this could, for example, happen when you have exploiters or hackers, you know, who mess around with your game. But even then, so this is server side, I don't think that they are able to do that. So there we go. And at the end, okay, dominant. So if UV is greater or even equals the enemy V, then dominant is U. Else means describes the case when UV is not greater or does not equal enemy V, then dominant is enemy. There we go. So that's when how we examine who's more dominant. And to keep this updated, we want to do the following. So we want to change the particles color. And we also want to change that GUI color. So that's everything we are going to do. And after that, we're going to make this clash end. Then we are pretty much done with the Haki clash system, guys. So X particle emitter color this is a color sequence, right? Color sequence dot new okay. Now we have to loop through this Haki bolts thing. So x2 get children do v3 wait no v3 come on color sequence new, then this blue color. We have to do the same thing for the enemy, but we have to put the red color inside of there. So there we go. We also have to fire client this Haki remote telling the client to change the GUI. Change color GUI and then the color right here. Okay. Let's play again, let's see. Color sequence, new table expected. Oh my god. Ah. Let's see if this has helped. No, it did not. Wait, so this is supposed to work that way? Like, there is no reason for this to not work. Oh, probably because... Yo, but... Isn't it expectable that this is supposed to be color free? When I just enter three numbers, like... Come on. There we go. There we go. Now it has changed. Now when I leave it as it is, so without pressing anything. So why isn't he becoming more dominant? He's obviously dominant. Wait. Oh, because look. Because we have not. Wait, we have to revert those numbers. So UV equals 0, enemy V equals 0 as well. Because otherwise, you have your previous numbers and then you're just stacking some more numbers on them. So that could be the reason. There we go. So currently we are more dominant. So yeah, there we go. Now the enemy took over. Okay, so last thing we have to do has to do with the GUI. So why isn't this GUI working right here? So to be able to understand that, we have to test this out for another time because we have to see the GUI activity. Otherwise, we cannot tell what is happening. So, oh, it is invisible. Then let me wait 5.25 seconds. See what happens right here. It still is invisible. Yeah, but why? So, why is it invisible? Wait. T4, so we at least have to wait 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Wait, then let me do it this way. So I've just lowered this to 0.5, so... There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's it. So the problem was that this wait right here was at 5 seconds, and the frame turned invisible after like 6 seconds or so. So we have to make sure that this wait right here, or that the start of this kicks in after this is done, because that was not the case. So before this was finished, this already started, and then this annulled this visible right here, this visible command. So next thing we have to do has to do with the GUI color, but that's fairly easy. So else if what? So what was it again? Change color GUI. Change color GUI. Then so we have to add another argument right here. Color. So wait for child. Haki color. Background. Color free color. We can even tween this if we want to. So let's try to tween this. Let's see what happens when we tween it. So I'm not pressing anything, so I'm waiting for him to take over, but come on, take over. Cannot even tell who has more values inside of here. Yeah, he has. No, he does. Okay, so there is still one more thing which annoys me, and this has to do with those right here. So the problem with them is that they are still look. So we are clashing, and they still need to be knocked out, but they just stand up again. This has to do with this thing right here. So instead of having it at 20, let's have it at 40. And yeah, so we have to end this somehow after, say, 20 seconds, 15 seconds. So wait, 15. No, let's do 20. So after 20 seconds, we are going to you have to destroy X. You have to destroy X2. And then we also have to knock out the person or the enemy, depending on who was more dominant. So if dominant's you, then the enemy is going to be knocked out. If the enemy was more dominant, then I'm going to be knocked out. So now right here, you have to fire client, end Haki Clash Cam, so we have to end it. And yeah, we also have to destroy the folder. So folder destroy. Okay. So if we have been more dominant, then HL stop. So we are stopping that enemy loader, which was supposed to play the Haki. Then we are going to clone this part right here, which is cloning this knockout animation, and which is going to make it play on the enemy after. So we are adding a lot of spawns today, but well, that's how it is. After, let's say, 40 seconds or 30 seconds, I don't know, this is going to disappear. So L2 stop, A2 destroy, and also we have to make the enemy able to move again. So 16, 7.2. Okay, so this is what happens when we are more dominant. Also stop our Haki animation. Also destroy our Haki animation. Wait, let's actually move this up here, because this part right here is going to apply on both of them. It does not even matter whether they so the outcome does not matter, you know. So we are still going to stop the Haki animation on us, but also on our enemy, and it does not even depend on who has won the clash. Okay, so if the enemy has won, then character go. So we are obviously going to make this play on us. Okay, there we go. Let's end this Haki Clash Cam. So else else if what end Haki clash camp then. Let's copy this. So let's loop through that Haki GY and let's just make everything visible. So visible faults. There we go. And wait. Okay. So we can actually get rid of this because we have done the clear up right here. So let's check this out. Let's see if this works. There we go. So we have one. Particle emitter is not about number of our Haki. Okay. Alright, so the problem right here is that the loop is somehow still running. But only for, yeah, a very, very tiny amount of seconds. Even though X is destroyed. And what we're doing right here is that we are trying to refer to X's particle emitter while X does not exist. So you're literally trying to refer to something which is not existent, and this throws out this error. So how can we fix that? Instead of making this right here dependent on whether X exists, we could loop this. So loop this for 10 times. So we have 10 loops right here. And each time we are waiting 2 seconds. So this makes up 20 seconds of wait time. And so this should end. Yeah, at the same time while this begins. Means that those should not interrupt each other. But we have to see. Okay, he's knocked out. Particle limit is still not a valid member. And let's even wait 21 or 22 seconds. Let me also print out I each time. And one more thing. Wait. So when does this actually end? Wait. Five. Yeah, around 5.5. So we have to add a wait right here, because otherwise we have the problem with the GYs at the beginning of the clash, so that the color just changes to red or to blue whatsoever, so that this Haki right here is not fully happening, you know? Wait, that's way too much. So I have to get back down here because we have added this weight right here. So we have to lower this or even get rid of it because we are adding the weight up here now. Okay. So let me change that to 2. Eight, 9, 10. So 10 loops. Oh, the problem is that we have forgot to make able to clash. So we have to set this to false, and that's the problem. All right. Now, last thing I would like to do has to do with this. So as you can see, when the color changes, it does not really change the way I want it to change. So the problem is that in between every change, there is this small stage where the color is a bit more lighter than it's supposed to, and then immediately turns to the color we want, you know? And I think that this has to do with the tweening, but we'll see now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we have won the clash. We have won. Okay, so we forgot to make our character able to move after we have finished off the enemy. Okay. Yeah, same goes for the enemy after he has finished us off. Okay. So that's it. So I would like to see... Wait, I'm gonna test this out 2 more times. Now, this time, I'm gonna finish off the enemy once again. And then I'm gonna let myself lose this clash. And then I wanna see what happens. So we're going to win this. So I just wanna see if I'm able to move now after finishing the enemy right here. But I should be. Yeah. Okay, we are. We are. Let's see if they come back up after they have been finished off. Yeah, okay, so they are recovering faster than he does. Okay. Okay, he has recovered. Now another clash. Next clash, and I'm gonna lose this one, just to see what happens with me. So I think that no, they do not have. Okay, I'm defeated now. All right, so that's actually it for this video, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, subscribe, share this video to all of your friends. Leave me feedback in the comment section, guys. Take care and see you in the next video, guys. Wait. Let me wait till he's back up and I'm gonna end the video. Okay, there we go.